Don't let them rock your head to bed. Reportedly, Elon Musk is insulting, calling Trump's economic advisor the architect behind all of these tariffs, torching Wall Street, potentially Main Street next. Truly a moron, escalating a spat with the Trump administration. Reportedly, he is against all of these tariffs that President Trump has just released. Homeboy was probably behind the whole thing. Don't get gassed. You have to remember, in a span of 3 months, homeboy has lost $100 billion. So he has to show that he's publicly distancing himself from these policies. Give a quick read to this headline right here. Elon Musk sides with Trump on trade with China, citing 25% import duty on American cars. Elon Musk believes China isn't playing fair in the car trade with the U.S. The auto executive says the Asian country puts a 25% import duty on American cars, while the U.S. only does 2.5% for Chinese cars in return. I am against import duties in general, but the current rules make things very difficult. It's like competing in an Olympic race wearing lead shoes. Homeboy is the real architect behind all of these tariffs. He was at it since 2018. Then on January 25th, 2024, Tesla CEO Musk, Chinese EV firms will demolish rivals without trade barriers. Elon Musk said on Wednesday that Chinese automakers will demolish global rivals without trade barriers, underscoring the heat the U.S. electric vehicle market leaders face from the likes of BYD, who are racing to expand worldwide. Musk's comments come after Warren Buffett, BYD, with its cheaper models and a more varied lineup, overtook Tesla as the world's top-selling EV company last quarter, despite the U.S. automaker's deep price cuts through 2023. Chinese car companies were the most competitive and will have significant success outside of China, depending on what kind of tariffs or trade barriers are established, Musk said on a post-earnings call with analysts on Wednesday. I'm telling you, homeboy is behind this entire tariff ordeal that's torching Wall Street. Then in May 23, 2024, as he started to support the Trump campaign, Elon Musk now says he opposes U.S. tariffs on Chinese EVs. Tesla founder Elon Musk told tech investors in Paris on Thursday he opposed U.S. tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, an about-face from his January warning that trade barriers were needed or China would demolish most other car companies in the world. He foresaw the entire deal going down. He was like, listen, I'm going to support Trump. I bet I'm going to suffer a dramatic Tesla stock plummet in the form of share price, and then this will be the rift that, quote, rises between me and the Trump administration. I could distance myself publicly and now jump back in the cockpit, and Tesla demolishes the EV market here in the States, worldwide. And this worked out nicely because this statement positioned him in direct opposition to the Biden administration. Perfect segue to go pro-Trump, MAGA, baby. Tesla sells the most American manufactured vehicle. What do they care about tariffs? Besides, homeboy has enough paper to pass down generational wealth to X's children, X's grandchildren, the rest of his kin. So what does it matter? Especially if he is the most American-made manufacturer on the planet. If you want to know more about to where federal government is deploying capital, because they're deploying capital to American manufacturers, as the Small Business Administration Administrator Kelly Loeffler stated, and we've covered on this channel time and time again. So go ahead, meet me this Friday, April 11th at 3:30 p.m. EST, and you'll be able to pick up the $10 million grants without applying, where I spoke with an entrepreneur with whom I'm partnering, raised $1.2 million and showed you exactly how to do it in grant funding without applying for one, on track to raise $10 million. And upon picking up the recording, and if you want to pick the rest of this stuff up, recordings to last week Get Money Mega Master Class and recordings to this week's Get Money Mega Masterclass. You'll get a free ticket to this week's recording. And if you pick up the recordings to this week's ticket, then you get a free ticket to the next one. And we'll keep daisy chaining it to be able to speak to you and guide you through the entire process of putting you in the best position to raise as much capital as you want. Look, Musk's remarks were in response to a CNBC interview with Navarro on that aired Monday, during which the White House trade advisor discussed how Tesla's position as a car assembler rather than a car manufacturer could be at odds with Trump's tariff policies. You don't think saying that was premeditated? And then they asked the White House about this. Oh, you've got some beef. What's going on? Boys will be boys. In other words, go ahead and give it a listen. I got the video right here so you could see. This is coming directly
ending of these tariffs. It might be messing with the message on it.
No, look, these are obviously two individuals who have very different views on trade and on tariffs. Boys will be boys, and we will let their public sparring continue.
Boys will be boys. In other words, the only man in this house is Donald Trump himself. And Elon Musk has made it a point that whenever he refers to Donald Trump, it's sir, yes sir, I'm doing this and that. Nonetheless, who is running shop? He is still, look, Musk's Doge using AI to snoop on U.S. federal workers, sources say. Who else has that much power in the president's cabinet other than this gentleman right here? Who else starts to run shop right in the Oval Office, right there with his son, telling the president, you're not the real president, just go away. It is all smoke and mirrors. I am pretty sure, I'll put my paper on it, that homeboy is behind this whole tariff ordeal. Why? Because he keeps manufacturing in-house. What does he have to lose? What? The biggest government contractor on the planet is going to care about tariffs? And then he publicly announced, look, that, what did he say? Musk reportedly made several pushes for Trump to back off global tariffs. And he also announced in Europe that there should be zero tariffs between Europe and the United States. But I'm telling you, homeboy is behind the entire... Look, billionaires, including Elon Musk, speak out against Trump's tariffs. Huge policy mistake. And now you even have all of these left-leaning reporters defending Musk, like CNBC talking about this morning. One is a billionaire who actually built something, and the other one is just a trade hawk. So they're already downplaying. That's what he wants, of course, because as soon as the White House stated that Musk's role was temporary, Tesla stock jumped right back up because they were like, all right, homeboy is going to get back on the helm. He's going to stop all of these shenanigans and get to work and start getting this paper. Understand? So he has to distance himself. I mean, $100 billion is $100 billion. What? A third of your net worth disappearing just because you want to show off or whatever? He's trying to realize, listen, if this is messing with the top and bottom line, this show has to go. That's it. Nonetheless, who is running the purse strings? You have to always follow the money. This dude is expendable, Peter Navarro. He's just a dude that's got what? A job with the White House. Homeboy is the dude that's backing everybody's paper there. He probably threw him on there. And then at the gate, oh, he's just a car assembler. The only dude that's going to publicly talk crap about Musk. Again, it was all premeditated from the jump. All right, listen. We're homeboys. Understand, we're co-defendants throughout this entire ordeal upon launch. Once you get reelected, I'm backing all of these Republican legislators, so we have all the power to do as much damage as we please. Nonetheless, we'll get to a point where one of your cabinet members, one of your highest ranking officials, he'll come out his face and call me whatever, and then I'll come back at him and just unload like, homeboy, you've never built anything, so don't even step up to me. Listen, it's all a show. Do not get gassed. That is why I'm apolitical. Remember this, coming from the same dude who backed Democrats when they were behind deploying capital towards his organizations and allowing him to win contracts and allowing him to build tunnels and all this other stuff through Democratic policies. He doesn't care about Democrat or Republican. These dudes don't care about any of that stuff. There's no split between These two entities at this juncture, they married, joined at the hip. Watch the video you see on the screen right now so you can learn about every single grant taking and cash making, capital raising opportunity that I encounter.